Okay, I'm obsessed with the videos that the Trump White House has put out ever since the Bubba blowing story came out.
Come be the melody, the me like nothing to get. I want it.
He's not gay, okay? Do you not see his wife? They're holding hands. It's so cute. They chose like the gayest music. Can someone tell them they chose the gayest music, please?
President Trump, just wanted to remind you, you have a meeting with Bill Clinton in 5 minutes.
I'm very busy at the moment.
I mean, you could just blow him off.
That's not a bad idea.
President Trump.
Oh my God. Oh, hell.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's good, Donnie P.
Way better than Monica, right, Bill?
Oh, the Oval Office brings back memories.
Oh, man, what the fuck, man?
They should call it the oral office, right?
I'll give you two some privacy.
When Trump was running against Hillary in 2016, was that some main versus side shit? Was that the wife going toe-to-toe with the ex-mistress? Every time Trump seen her, was it giving my man is your man is my man? Because based on them Epstein emails, that's what that was. That's what it was giving. Bubba. Trump is real familiar with Bubba. And why the hell does Putin have evidence of his illicit affair with Bubba? How the hell did he get that? There's a lot of shit going on. Who is running our country? Who is our president? Who are our leaders? So many questions that we need answers to. Will we ever get them? Who knows? Yeah, this country seems to be like setting itself on fire.
He's a bottom? It makes sense. It literally makes sense. He's real fluffy. Was everybody having nightcaps with Bubba? I mean, goddamn. Hillary, I know why you pissed off, girl. I would have stepped out on him too, because not him frenemies and goddamn it. I can't even fucking think straight. Hold on. You mean to tell me y'all was frenemies? Y'all was frenemies? No, because, okay, I get it. Bill was definitely a top. Bill was definitely the top in that situation. But wigs are us, baby. You giving sloppy toppy? Oh my God. Jeffrey, you just keep dropping W's from the grave. And why does everybody have Bill's third leg in name? I need to know the time frame of this shit. Was the same time as Monica or was it after? What else was going on these planes? Wait, Bill wasn't on the plane. Where was this at? And somebody said there were photos, you know.
I'm so glad that everyone is talking about the fact that Trump blew Bubba. I wish we would talk about the fact that Epstein was clearly an Israeli spy. For some reason, the media isn't talking about the fact that Israeli intelligence officers would stay at Epstein's house for like literal weeks on end. He also worked incredibly closely with the ex-Israeli prime minister to establish a surveillance state in the Ivory Coast. He also worked closely with Russia and Israel, establishing like a backroom deal to bring about regime change in Syria. Or he's emailing about various ministers, various like politicians being like, no, they're on board. No, they're this, like da-da-da, love him, blah, blah, blah. Like he knew everyone. He was orchestrating global politics on a scale that like I have never seen before. Obviously, the revelation that the reason why Trump doesn't want these files leaked is because he was on his knees for Clinton is crazy. But mainstream media is not talking about the fact that Epstein was linked to Israel excessively.
Guys, this is absolutely insane, and I've seen a lot of social media videos ridiculing the Trump Bubba situation or the Trump Bubba allegation. It seems like this story blew out of proportion and it might be paying bills for some of the people, but Clinton is not happy about it, at least secretly. Who knows? Well, these two ran against each other, but it seems like they shared one thing in common. I'm not gonna say that, but if you've been in social media or if you've been online lately, you might have seen that Venn diagram where it shows how these two or these three people have shared something in common, and I think there is another party also in between. I think there are at least 4 or 5 people intertwined in that Venn diagram. If these allegations are true, then this is going to be very wild. There's a lot of suspicion also. McHugh White House has been posting a lot of couple videos lately, and it brings or it raises suspicion even more. It's like proving innocence, but why now? Why is it that they are showing Donald Trump with Melania in the White House social medias? Why are they making a government website to be a personal blog? And why are they spamming relationship content all of a sudden? Some people are just saying that they are using this as a PR management tool. Is this BUBBA allegations true, such that they are willing to clear it off? Well, this is what we are going to investigate in today's video, and we've had wild allegations. I'm just going to say that these are allegations and they are not factual, or we cannot ascertain that this is factual, just used for entertainment purpose, so don't take it seriously. But let's continue listening to more opinions, and then thereafter I'm gonna give our unsolicited commentary. Let's go.
You know, if this BUBBA email is true, Bill Clinton has a great opportunity right now to come out on record and be like, you know, yep, it's true, I regret it. I wish it hadn't happened. It wasn't even that great. It was just okay. Because you know Trump's ego would not be able to handle that. He would immediately come out on record and be like, nope, that's not true. I give the best. Nobody does it better than me.
All I can think about since this whole BUBBA situation came out is this. is this.
How do you marry a woman and then turn around and let a man bend you over?
Ain't nobody bending me over.
Oh, so you doing the bending? Is that what it is?
Ah! And if you haven't heard by now, BUBBA is a nickname that they use for Clinton. Which makes this even crazier. What was going on? Honestly, all of them was too freaked out. And I believe it. I believe all of it. I believe every word of it. I don't care what nobody say. They was getting down with the get down. I know he's sitting over there talking about, ain't no man bend me over. I'm sorry. Don't cancel me.
Imagine if Donald Trump right now had information, or anybody in Trump's administration had information, that they had a photograph of former President Obama or former President Biden performing a blow on somebody named Bubba. They wouldn't blink. They wouldn't hesitate. It would be plastered all over the place like you wouldn't believe. So I am not going to let this story die. We remember the Pearl Clutcher Prude family values people and the outrage that they had regarding Bill Clinton's infidelity with Monica Lewinsky. They impeached him for it in the House. And I want to keep that level of fight on what I'm calling mania. All right. And one of the more interesting things that came out of this last drip of Epstein files that was released to the Oversight Committee by the Epstein estate is the following email. Kylie, pop this up. And I have to read this. If you follow along on screen, you have to read them from the bottom up. How you doing? A while back, you mentioned that you were predictable. Has anything changed with that? What is your boy Donald up to now? This is from Mark Epstein to his brother, Jeffrey. Jeffrey says, all good, Bannon with me. And then Mark responds, ask him, meaning ask Bannon, if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Epstein says, and I thought I had to Circe, which I think is a like Yiddish word. And then the brother responds, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. And then Jeffrey clarifies, you mean Donnie T. So we all know who he's talking about here, right? So this to me is like this huge bombshell. First and foremost, for Republicans who are the family values, anti-gay, traditional marriage people, they've already exposed themselves as the hypocrites that we all knew they were by supporting Kanks. But there's two issues in this. Number one, obvious infidelity. Number two, homosexuality, which I have no issue with. I'm a huge supporter of the LGBTQ plus movement, unlike MAGA and the cult. And then national security. And you all have known Republicans, and that was their big thing. We're national security. We're patriots. We care about, strong national defense. You're telling me Putin has a picture of tanks blowing Bubba, and if this happened to any other president, it would be wall to wall, chyrons, everything else would be insignificant. This is a bombshell. We covered it at the end of last week, but I just can't quit thinking about it. Well, Mark Epstein, Jeffrey's brother, is still alive and well, and he sends out a statement clarifying who Bubba is. Pop this up. So first of all, Brett Meiselas responds to this statement and says, incredibly funny that the clarification isn't, it was a joke and he never blew anyone, but rather, you've got the wrong Bubba. So he recently says, Mark Epstein, just a couple of days ago, he says, for the avoidance of doubt, the reference to Bubba in this correspondence is not in any way a reference to former President Bill Clinton. Doesn't say, hey, Donnie T in the remake of the movie Get Hard isn't giving a blow. Basically just says, hey, I want y'all to know it's not Bill Clinton, which Bill Clinton's nickname for a long time was Bubba. People who voted for him in the South, strategists called it the Bubba vote.
There is a lot to unpack here. It seems like people are cleaning some dirt and are trying to fight this news from spreading like wildfire, but the world has already known and speculations are already built. Do I believe that Putin can release those photos of Donald Trump directly? I don't think so. Maybe he can use proxies in doing that, but given their relationship lately, it seems like Donnie and Putin, they do not have any conflict that can lead into that. But also I know Putin may be using that as ransom because look, whatever he says, Donnie is always on toes, and like I said, it raises suspicion. But also, Mark over here clarifies that that did not happen. But do you know why he clarifies that? Allegedly, I think it's because if he supports that, he knows he's good as yesterday, coming to tell the people through social media that that did not happen and that was a joke. At least it does a little bit of damage control. It reduces a lot of speculations on this matter. But again, if you read between the lines, you'd know that this is a cheap PR and this might have actually happened. Well, these opinions of different speakers has been really hilarious, and I've been laughing my way through while listening and also while doing research on this topic. But I think the last speaker has an in-depth of this whole story, and because I did not want to cover all what she said, I'm gonna send you to her page so that you can go and listen, see how these whole pieces get together and how it really raises a lot of suspicion. Was Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton in an open relationship, or was someone cheating? Was Trump doing the opposite of what conservative morals are, or is just a joke between two brothers and friends who have weird relationship? If you've lived long enough, you know politicians are weird and they know each other because they meet up the top. And it's not only politicians but also billionaires. It seems like with money comes some weird shit. People do some weird shit. Look at what Diddy does, Epstein himself, Hawkins, now this. It seems like money comes with some sort of evil that we cannot understand. It brings a lot of desperation in things that we wouldn't even do. You'd expect that if you have money, you'd enjoy trips to go somewhere, have a yacht, and if you're a man, obviously you'd have maybe a couple of buddies just for optics. But it's a sort of lifestyle that is contrary to what billionaires are living. It's contrary to what politicians are living, because these people are attracted to weird behavior, like attracted to minors, attracted to fellow men or same sex or something like that. Though that is bad at the American moral standards, but it's just weird what you wouldn't expect someone to do. And they would come to the public and act like they're the most saints, or act like they're the most upright citizens the world has ever seen. But that is not actually true. Well, I think this is really weird, and it has made Donald Trump to even come out and say that the Epstein list needs to be released. And we've talked about this not the Epstein list, the Epstein file. And we've talked about this for the longest. Remember when I told you that by the time they say they want to release these files, it would be heavily redacted and heavily edited so that when it will be released, it will just be a salad. I think this is now the time. When it comes to release, you just see for yourself, it will be meaningless. And Donald T's name won't be there. And if it would be there, it would just be there for some mild stuff, not something that is major, not something that would incriminate his name. And that is at least what I do think, and that is why he wants these files to be released, just to clear his name and just to make this story die down. But you guys let me know in the comment section down there below, what do you think about this whole story? Please share your thoughts, it would be really insightful. Also, if you do disagree, make sure you do so respectfully. My comment section are always open, don't be shy. Go and check the creators that are featured in this video to get even more insights. For this video, make sure you smash a huge thumbs up button, consider subscribing, turn on post notification so that you may not miss my next upload. And with that guys, let me meet you in the next one. Danny here, signing out. Peace.